And I need to feel you when you hold me, you unfold me. And I need to feel you when you hold me, you unfold me. And I need to feel you when you hold me, you unfold me. And I need to feel you when you hold me, you. And I need to feel when you hold me, you unfold me. And I need to feel when you hold me, you unfold me. And I need to feel when you hold me, you unfold me. And I need to feel when you hold me.
Abrázame toda la noche, no nos queda mucho tiempo más. No quiero perder lo que queda. Seguimos siempre la pasión y confiamos solo en el amor. Yeah. No quiero perder lo que queda. Ir más y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos. Ir más y más allá, a través de la gran oscuridad. Ir más y más encontrando vida en el camino, días que no hemos tocado, y yo no quiero descansar. Resbalando por la pared, creando una me convierto en rayos, en más y más allá. A través de la oscuridad, en más y más Crecemos en número, en solo un trueno de horizontes, seremos miles. Crecemos en número, en solo un trueno de horizontes, seremos miles. Más y más allá. A través de la oscuridad, hasta que me convierta en rayos, en más y más allá. A través de la oscuridad, en más y más allá.
me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back, begging for a place to stay. Oh, it's not right. I wanna kiss you when we fight, kiss you when we fight, kiss you when we fight. Hit the road, baby. I don't wanna see you miss you, babe. I don't wanna hear about your mistakes. I just wanna live my life without you. You told me that we should go our separate ways, but now you're back, begging for a place to stay. Oh, it's not right. I wanna kiss you when we fight, kiss you when we fight, kiss you when we fight. Hit the road, baby. I don't wanna see you miss you, babe. I don't wanna hear about your mistakes. I just wanna live my life without you.
Sometimes I have to keep on breathing in. My lungs are filled with too much pain. All the shadows of the past that I'm so leaving. They humble in my sleepless nights. And I'm falling into the noise like a free fall. Walking along my path for too long. Save myself. No visions in my mind. Save myself. What I have to fight. I can take it away. All my dreams are fading. Save myself. No visions in my mind. Save myself. I'm running into the noise like a free fall. Walking along my path for too long. Save myself. No visions in my mind. Save myself. What I have to fight. I can take it away. All my dreams are fading. Save myself. No visions in my mind. Save myself. Go crazy, berserker. Killed it, it's murder. Go crazy, berserker. Killed it, it's murder. Go crazy, berserker. Killed it, it's murder. Go crazy, berserker. Go crazy, berserker. Go crazy, berserker. wrecking crew, and we up in our growlings when people change, but not us. And we just chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the mall soon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. And I'll be running, 'cause that's why I'm low, low voodoo. Fired up like a wolf on the full moon. And we're stuck in a la la land. The tides will turn without us. And I'll be killing time like I might be a cartoon. Take it in real life like haiku. I know we got the good vibes when pieces fall right into place. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Play me like a bass guitar, simmer down and mash me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Got me round in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes aren't funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Hold on. Over the mirror, tell me what you see. 'Cause I see scratches all over me. Out on the summer. What am I supposed to be doing here? I thought that we were finished, baby. We don't have to talk, I guess I don't know. Cause you were not the one with me. You don't have to explain me, yeah. Are you really sorry? Yeah. Are you really over it? Yeah. It's not for me, I think it's for you that you bring me. This doesn't mean I'll love you. You put a love on the highs and you put in the fire to me. How can I forget that? It's not for Are you really sorry? Yeah. Are you already over it? Yeah. We don't have to talk. I guess I didn't know. Cause you were not the honest with me. You don't have to explain me. Yeah. Are you really sorry? Yeah. Are you already over it? Yeah. It's not for me, I think it's for you that you bring me gifts. Doesn't mean I love you. You put a love on the highs and you put in the fire to me. How can I forget that? It's not for me, I think it's for you that you bring me gifts. Doesn't mean I love you. You put a love on the highs and you put in the fire to me. How can I forget that?
All right, here we go, here we go. It's happening, everybody. Can you believe it? Saturday night, and after weeks of badgering since we started up these online quizzes, we are doing it. Look at what I am wearing. Oh yeah, I'm in my garb. Look at that. I've got my Hogwarts t-shirt on. It's about 4 sizes too small, or I might just be 4 sizes too big. I do not know. But look, here we are. Good evening and welcome to the Fast 50 quiz, brought to you by the Big British Bucharest Quiz. And tonight it is a Harry Potter special. We are boosting your quiz tonight for the first time. We're going to up it from 50 questions to 60 questions. And there's a very simple reason I did that. First of all, because so many of you want a Harry Potter quiz and I'm trying to give something back. And also because I wrote it. And I don't think it's any secret that I've never watched a movie and I've never read a book, and I'm putting it out there now. However, I've done so much research into Harry Potter because this is the 3rd time I have written a full quiz about the little fella. So I was slightly worried that maybe the questions I've written were a bit difficult. So I thought I'll stick 10 easier ones in, mingled in at the beginning to ease you all in. Now, there's a few changes that have happened. We'll talk about some of them later, but one of the things that we will have tonight is a manual start to the quiz. So although we will start around 8:05 ROM time, which is 6:05 GMT, it will be on me. I will decide when it starts, so we can give people that little extra minute or two if they are trying to log in. All right, let's have a look and see what's been going on here. Now, some of you have been over on the feed saying, where's the Harry Potter music? Now, there's a simple reason that we can't put the Harry Potter theme music on, or Harry Potter related music, because it's copyrighted, and the music that you hear when we are building up to coming on is all copyright free music. If we put music on that has copyright, we get taken down, so the stream would just end, and we don't particularly want that to happen. So let's see who's joining us at the moment. Matt from the UK, let's see if he can do a bit better tonight. Jim's in, Dutch Jim is here, and it's just those two having a chit chat at the moment. So welcome to you guys. If you are on the feed on YouTube, tap away, let us know where in the world you're playing. Have you had that dodgy haircut yet? I'm not doing it. Beard update, still have one. Not going to shave it, not going to trim it, going to keep the hair growing as well. I'm just going to have a quick look at Zoom because we are incorporating a Zoom room tonight. Now I'm going to look at it and just admit a few people that are joining. If you want to join our Zoom room, you are all patrons. And all you've got to do is go and have a look at the notifications on our Patreon page, and you will see a link and you will see a code. And all you've got to do, click the link, enter the code, and you will be on screen with us in a little while. Now, if you are using Zoom, it's a very simple request. Can you put your camera on? Because that's the whole point. If you're coming onto Zoom and just having a blank square or a picture of your face, that's all very well and good, but we can't really interact with it. So think on, put your camera on, don't be shy, put some clothes on first, preferably a nice t-shirt like this, and crack on. Right, let's have a look and see what happened on Wednesday. It was a very exciting quiz on Wednesday. And this is what happened. Now look at the names here. So out in front on 237 and in second on 237. Out in front was Stop the Booler, who changed his name to Stop the Booler, and he managed to stop the Booler, pushing him down into second place, and he literally won on the final question by answering quicker. It really was that close. On 236, just 1 point behind them was Princess Birabongs. She was leading for quite a way, and you can see the rest of your top 10 there. Everybody on Wednesday won a prize, because on Wednesdays we are sponsored by Jerry's Pizza, so we had prizes for 1, 2 and 3, and then places 4 through to 10. They all won pizza from Jerry's Pizza, which was rather lovely. Here's some pictures from Wednesday. Let's have a look. So it's an old picture of Alex, our winner, in the top left-hand corner, but we're getting lots of pictures of cats. It seems as though I am appealing to cats. That's what I'm told. Cats love to play. So if that's your cat in the picture, or any of your cats in the picture, you know, I've decided to put them in. Some of you guys are, shall we say, enjoying yourselves during the quiz and maybe having the odd tizer too many and not, you know, understanding how cameras work. And I love the fact that the Battle of the Bakers is on. I think we've got 7 bakers playing across Europe now. They're in the UK and here in Romania, and they might be on the Zoom feed when we go and take a look. Right, back to me, and let's have a look and see if anybody else is joining us over here tonight. Yeah, lots of you coming in now. So who have we got up here? Mihaila, good evening, good evening. I don't know what you're all talking about. We're talking about colours here. What are we talking about? What's that all about? I don't know. Blah, 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 blah. Ali's in, James is in. Good evening, mate. Hello, Sam, down in Brashoff there. Craig, thank you for joining. My little sister is here. Lindsay, hello to you and the kids, and possibly Nick. Happy birthday to Nick for in the week, and my other sister as well, but I don't think she's playing. She's not a Harry Potter fan. So welcome to you tonight if you are brand new to our quizzes. Quick bit of background, quite simply, all of our work went down the pan, just like a lot of people in the entertainment business. When the lockdown came into force and people decided, quite rightly, to stay at home, pretty much all of our work for the whole year just disappeared. So it was a bit of a disaster for us, but you know, a lot of people are in far worse positions, and I completely understand that. But I had to come up with a way to keep the business running and try and keep people entertained. And so, what was it, 4 weeks ago, we launched our very first online quiz. It was a bit ramshackle. We put it all together in barely 24 hours. And like 110 of you tuned in to play, which was just marvelous. And it's grown and grown and grown. We had over 180 playing on Wednesday. People from all over the world are starting to tune in and join in, which is great. And tonight we don't expect 180 because it's Harry Potter, which is quite specific. So looking over at the feed, we're looking here at around 80 of you at the moment, but I've got a feeling that might grow in time. If you are watching the feed and you're confused about the code that you've entered, it's entirely possible that you've entered a code for a charity quiz that we are doing tomorrow night. But if you go to the Patreon page, you will see a second message that gives you the correct code to get you into the Harry Potter special this evening. So just go and have a look. We won't start until you're in. We've got plenty of time. Good evening, Arena. Adela is here as well. Mihai and Alina are joining in. Hello to Helen, my old housemate. I actually have no idea where you're living. I know you're in the UK. Hello, Jess. And Yunus there. Yunus, you're absolutely right. Ignore the time and what have you, because I will start it in my own time. Okay, so don't worry about the timing or anything. We're going to get started in between 5 and 10 minutes as and when we're ready. So, new people, how does the quiz work? Well, it's quite simple. Normally we have 50 back-to-back questions. They are all multiple choice, so you get to take a guess at every single one of them. But here's how the points will work. If you click a correct answer, you get 5 points. Nice and simple. If you come across a question that maybe has more than one correct answer, and there are some dotted through the quiz, there will be 3 correct answers to these particular questions. You get 5 points for each correct answer. However, if you accidentally click on a wrong answer in that group, your scoring will drop down to just 1 point for each correct answer. So you have to be very careful, because you can go from 15 points down to just 1 or 2 on those questions, and often the quiz can be won or lost right there. If you get anything wrong, it's just a 0, no minus points, and we give a speed bonus, which is 3, 2, and 1 for the fastest, second fastest, and third fastest person. So what can you win tonight? Now, we are based in Bucharest, a lot of you know that, but welcome to you guys wherever you are in the world. I know we have people in Australia, in the UK, and everywhere in between. So the first set of prizes are from our main sponsor, who will be giving prizes if you are based in Bucharest. And that consists tonight, once again, of these pretty hefty vouchers for home delivery from Sentani, Duna, Banjo Jack, Karishma and Altarito, a group of 5 restaurants that have come together to organise delivery service whilst we're under lockdown. And we had some very happy winners from last weekend who enjoyed quite a lot of food delivered from these guys. All of the details of how to order from them will be available on our Facebook page. But if you win the quiz tonight and you are based in Bucharest, we will give you a free 100 lei gift voucher for home delivery, and the runner-up 100 lei. Now 100 lei is easily enough to buy food, buy a lovely meal for 2 people, but 300 lei, wow, I mean, that's not bad, is it? I'm going to have a quick look at the Zoom page. Yes, we've got some more people that want to come in, so I'm going to admit you now. And you can come in. Please put your cameras on if you could, because what we are going to do is probably just think about getting rid of anybody without a camera. I hate to be mean, but let's hide those guys. So we do need you. We do need you. Let's admit everybody there. Lots of you coming in now. Please make sure. Hello, Simona, I can see you. Hello, Chris. Hello, Theodora. Sam, your camera is the wrong way. I can tell you that, mate. Now, I'm looking at you guys, and you should be able to see it as well. There you go. Right, lots of you coming in now. Cameras are on. Everybody's starting to come in. Right, let's go back and talk to the people that are with us. So, prizes. We've got some spot prizes as well, and we boosted tonight, so not only is it 60 questions, but it's also 5 prizes. They're all Harry Potter related. So if you win tonight, as well as getting that voucher for the restaurants, we will give you a Harry Potter in his Quidditch outfit with his little broom, a little figure. It's all figures tonight, apart from one. Second place will win Sirius Black, holding up his prison number there as a Funko Pop. Not bad at all. Now, I've completely forgotten. Someone's going to tell me in the feed what it's called. The witch's head there on it's a pencil, a pen, sorry. So the third place will get that, as well as the traditional detergent. And then we thought we'd give prizes to 50th and 75th just randomly. If you finish in 50th place, you are going to get that little figure there, and 75th is the Gringotts mug, the metallic mug there. It's very, very nice. Let's pop back to the feed, and you're going to, because you're all Harry Potter experts, let's have a look and see if you are telling me the name. Yeah, people that are coming up and saying start hour of 2 hours 44 minutes, please don't worry about it, because I can start the quiz manually. Okay, so we are, yeah, lots of you are saying it. So listen to what I'm saying. Ignore the time on the quiz. It's completely irrelevant, because I'm going to be starting it manually tonight. All right, so we are all good. Everybody's going to be fine. Don't worry about the time of the quiz. It's all good. Right, so those are your Harry Potter prizes. Let's quickly look and see if we've got anybody to add into Zoom. Yeah, admit a few more of you. We're coming to you in a second, Zoomers. All right, now the sound isn't on at the moment, because it will be a right old bracket. But let's have a look at a few of you over here. Now, I'm just going to have to change this page because it goes like this and this. Okay. That one there. Don't panic. I know what I'm doing. I've done this before. There it is, and then we go there, and there they are. Right, there you go. They're all there in their glory. Feel free to wave at us, guys, if you can see yourselves on the screen, so that we know that you are joining in tonight. So there are our trial Zoomers. Thank you, Sam, Trisha, Chris. Theodora's playing Lush up in the top. There's the Battle of the Bakers in the top. I can see Jamie's just turned her back on Mum and Dad there. They can look over your shoulder with those answers. You want to be a bit careful. And there's Simona and gang on the couch there. Now, Simona and gang are our reigning Harry Potter champions in the top right-hand corner. They actually won the previous Harry Potter quiz that we did here in Bucharest. So they might well be the people to beat. So they have got their hat. Is that the sorting hat? I think it might be. See, I know my Harry Potter. And they've got their wands. They are looking strong. Right, let's go back and have a look at the feed. Feel free to join in with Zoom, and we will add you in as the evening goes on. We're still hovering around 80 or so of you. Let's have a look. How do you want to get into the Zoom room? Okay, Helen, if you go to the Patreon page and just look at notifications, you will see the access code. It's a link and an access code that you tap in. You can be in there within seconds. So just go and have a look at the Patreon page. So that's patreon.com. / Big British Bucharest quiz. We can put you in as the quiz goes on. I'll have one more check and see if anybody is waiting to go in. Nobody at the moment, so that's okay. All right, lots of people there. Okay, have we got anyone here? No. Right, let's have a look at the time. So look, we normally start around about now. So it will be 60 questions all the way through. I have got a new little function which allows me to pause the quiz if I want to. Maybe we'll do that, maybe we won't. We'll see. We'll see how we feel. Servers and what have you have been boosted by the lovely people at MyQuiz for us. When we ran our quiz on Wednesday, we had no server dropout whatsoever, but this is Saturday night, and this is the world that we're living in at the moment, where the whole world is attempting to use the internet, particularly around this time. So if we get a server dropout, please don't panic. Apologies in advance if you miss a question, but the trick is just quickly refresh and the question will pop back up. Okay, so don't panic, and please don't shout at me if it drops out. I can't control the internet as such. The only thing I can do is control the feed that we're sending out to you here. So 60 questions all the way through. Now, one thing I have changed tonight, ever so slightly, to try and help you all out, is the amount of time that I'm going to give you to answer a question. Now, the reason for that is that some of these questions are a little bit longer than the ones that I would normally ask in our general trivia quizzes. So I'm going to give you 20 seconds to answer, still with a 35-second delay in between each question. And remember, there will be 4 possible answers. Sometimes there's only 3 possible answers. Sometimes there's 5 or 6 if it's a multiple answer question. 74 connected users. Yeah, it's dropping in and out, but I'm sure people are going to come back. I tell you what, because you're all talking about the timing, this is what I'm going to do just quickly. I will go in and adjust the time just to keep you all happy. Okay, so I'm going to do it now. Okay, just bear with me. Here we go. You're going to watch me at work. Maybe it's fooling some people, I don't know. There we go. Bear with us. Okay, there's the time. Right, well, it's showing the correct time to me, so GMT +3, so it should be absolutely fine. Let's hope it is for you all. Right, we're going to get started in less than a minute, everybody, so get your tablets and your phones ready, if you would. Most of you play this quiz in exactly the same way with me, which is me on a TV or a screen or something like that, and then you have your phone or your tablet in your hand. Let's get our holding screen up ready so we can kick you off. Let's go back and check on Zoom and see if we've got to add anybody else in. A few of you wanting to come in, so we will admit you. Good evening, Daniel. Oh, hello. Things I can do. Let's close that, and there we go. All right. Our connected users has just flown up. It always happens. It always happens. We are about to start in just a couple of minutes, okay? So if some of you are coming in now, we are about to start. So look, the users have flown up. We've got over 160 of you ready to play. So good luck, everybody. We're going to get into it in a second. You will get a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Some of the questions at the start are obscenely easy. They do get trickier as we go, all right? So fair play to you all. I hope someone wins a prize tonight. Someone has to. 5 prizes up for grabs. Let's have as much fun as we can. Keep chatting to us in the feed. We will pop over to the Zoom every now and again, but just have fun and let's quiz. Here comes your 3, 2, 1 countdown, everybody. And your first question will be appearing on your screen. At what number Privet Drive do the Dursleys live? Just see the answer, click the answer. It's as simple as that. 4, 14, 44, or 104. I'm expecting a huge amount of Harry Potter fans to get this one correct. Let's have a look then. 20 seconds we gave you for that one. You didn't really need it for that one, did you? But some of the ones later, you absolutely will need that full 20 seconds. Okay then, only 56.6%. What a start. It's number 4, Privet Drive. I believe it's the very first line in the very first book, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm banking on not getting too much wrong with the trivia tonight, but if I have made a mistake, you can shout at me all you want, all right? Because I thoroughly deserve it for not watching the movies or reading the books, but I will do eventually. Do you mind if I sliver in? Is our early leader on 8 points, Mrs. Keck on 7, Teo Manoli has 6 points, Hori Poker, and then Valley make up our first top 5. Here comes question number 2. What is Harry's middle name? Is it Jeremy, James, Justin, or Jonathan? Let me know if you're having a drink tonight. Some of you might be, some of you might not. It is Saturday. So as I've said, a couple of really easy ones to get you going. It's not Jeff. Sorry, Michael. Let's have a look and see how many of you got that one right. 95.7%. That's more like it. Yes, it is Harry James Potter. Do you mind if I sliver in? Is still our leader on 16, Mrs. Keck on 13, Expecto Patreon on 12, Teo Manoli on 11, and Dan is there on 10. In 5th place. So there you go. It's as easy as that. All you've got to do is tip tap away. Florin, it feels like every day is Saturday and every day is Monday and so on and so forth, mate. But have a beer tonight. It is Saturday night or early evening if you're playing in the UK. Let's have a look at question number 3. Are they going to get trickier? Let's see. What toy did Harry play with when he stayed in the cupboard under the stairs? Toy Soldiers, Yo-Yo, Games Console, or a spinning top? Maybe not too tricky yet. I'm easing you in, guys. I'm just easing you in, giving everybody a bit of confidence at the start of this quiz. Okay, everybody managing to answer. We've got around 170 odd players playing this evening, which is great. 60.5% of you getting this one right. He does play with Toy Soldiers, and there is the cupboard under the stairs. Some of you thought it was a yo-yo. Nobody believed he played with a games console, and a few of you went for a spinning top. Mrs. Keck goes into the lead. She is tied with Do You Mind If I Sliver In, but she is ahead of him. because she answered that last question faster. Bobine comes into the top 5. He's in 3rd. Expecto Patreon and Teo make up the top 5. Blue Margaritas, Craig, you are pushing the boat out, my man. Let's get some pictures of that, please. Question number 4. What is a witch or wizard that can't do magic known as? Muggle, squib, wiznot or magicant? Be careful how I say that. Muggle, squib, wiznot or magicant? Again, 20 seconds to answer. Very generous. You will need that time with some of the questions later. The questions will be a little bit longer. Okay, let's have a look and see how you answered. Did we catch anybody out? I highly doubt it. 57.8% named the correct answer of squib. Some of you going for muggle. Muggle is just like me, right? Just a normal person, just a normal person. Do you mind if I sliver in is still in the lead after 4 questions. Mrs. Keck in 2nd. Expecto Patreon, Bobine and Hori Poker comes into the top 5 as well. Make sure you try and get some photos tonight, even if it's you know, during a break or at the end. You know, make sure you get some photos of your setup and how you're playing, so that we can pop them in the folder and share them with everybody so they can see what you're up to. Let's have a look at question number 5. What was the name of the dog that Aunt Marge brought with her when she came to stay with the Dursleys? There he is in all of his glory. Ruby, Slipper, Ripper or Grubber. What is the name of that wee dog there? Answers flying in, as you can see on your screen. Everybody getting an answer in, which is really, really good. Some of you taking your time, but nothing wrong with that. Ripper is the correct answer. 52.8% of you getting that one right, and Mrs. Keck is into the lead with 35 points. Do you mind if I sliver in on 34? Expecto Patreon on 27, and look at this. Here's Simo. Simo has come into the top 5, and Simo is Raluca and friends, and they are our reigning Harry Potter champions. Teo is there on 26, and that is your top 5 as it stands. Nice and close, which is good. And remember, there's prizes for 50th and 75th tonight as well. So lots of opportunity to win something as we go on. Here is your next question. This is question 6 of 50. What was the name of the Muggle school that Harry had been planning to attend before he found out he was a wizard? Was it Smeltings Academy, Stonewall High School, Little Whinging Comprehensive, or the Hugh Christie College? The Hugh Christie College. Answers in the correct answer. I know one of them is incorrect for sure, and I know which one that is. Stonewall High School is the correct answer, 54.7%. I was actually trying to put my old school in and I spelled it wrong. It was meant to be Hugh Christie College, and just 0.6% of you thought it was my old school. Yeah, Stonewall High School was the correct answer. Mrs. Keck in the lead by 4 points from Do You Mind If I Sliver In? Simo in 3rd, Expecto Patreon on 32, followed by Teo on 31. No, the questions won't be on the Zoom app. So the Zoom app is just there just so we can see you, okay? So just play as normal using your phones. That's all you got to do. Question number 7. In Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, which magical creature's blood does Voldemort drink in order to sustain himself? What a horrible thing to do. Does he drink Phoenix, Dragon, Centaur or Unicorn blood? I thought Harry Potter films were all gentle and lovely, but look at that. That's something straight out of a horror movie. That's terrifying. All right, the correct answer, I know this one, is unicorn blood, and it's silver, and you can see it going down these chops there. 83.2% of you getting it right, and did that change anything with our top 5? Only slightly. Mrs. Keck on 49. On 46, we have Do You Mind If I Sliver In? Simo is on 38, Expecto Patreon on 37, and Yon is on 36. Yeah, apologies if I confused you with the Zoom app. The Zoom app is purely there so that you can see lots of other people playing. You still play along using your mobile phone or a tablet or a laptop or whatever. Hope that makes sense. Okay, let's move on to another question. They are going to start getting trickier. This is question number 8 of 60. Which house did the Sorting Hat consider putting Hermione in before it chose Gryffindor? Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw or Slytherin? Mike, we didn't expect you to be very good at this. You've got football next week though. Maybe you'll improve there. All right, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Answers in. Everybody managing to answer good. Good. 64% of you getting this one right. She almost ended up in Ravenclaw. Hufflepuff, 24.2% of you went for that, and 11.8% going for Slytherin. Mrs. Keck has a bit of a lead now. 5 points from Do You Mind If I Sliver In? Yon is on 44. Simo's right there on 43. And Expecto Patreon on 42. Let's have a quick look down here and see what's going on. Look at them studying. Look at them taking it seriously there. Yeah, I know. Here it comes. Here comes another one. Question number 9. What's the name of the mischievous poltergeist who lives at Hogwarts? Pervs, Pals, Peeves, or Caspar? Maybe it's another easy one. Is it? I think it is. So the poltergeist at Hogwarts, is that Pervs, Pals, Peeves, or Caspar? Remember, if you click on a wrong answer, you can't change your mind, so you have to be very, very careful. Everybody managing to answer, yeah, I was being a bit of a child there, putting the name Pervs in. The correct answer is Peeves, 92% of you getting it right. Someone actually went for Pervs. A couple of you did, in fact. Mrs. Keck, 61 points. Your lead has been closed down ever so slightly. Do you mind if I sliver in? Is now on 58. Jon, you're up to 3rd on 50. Simo in 4th on 48. And Expecto Patreon, 47 points. So a long way to go. We might pause at the halfway point in case some of you need the loo or something like that. I have got the ability to do that now. We may as well try it out tonight. Why not? But here's another question. Question number 10. How many points do you get for catching the golden snitch in Quidditch? 50, 150, 200, or 100? I know these are easy ones for some of you, but just get them right. There's going to be some trickier ones, I promise you. So 50, 150, 200, 100. How many points for catching the golden snitch? Everybody managing to answer. The correct answer is 150. 78.1% of you getting that one right. And Mrs. Keck leads the way by just 2 points now. Do you mind if I sliver in? Followed by Jon, followed by Simo, followed by Expecto Patreon. That has not changed, that top 5, for a while. Let's see if we can get somebody else up and in there. I will point out these questions tonight. If you've only ever watched the films and never read the books, you might be in trouble. You do need to have read the books to have a good chance of knowing a lot of these questions, because a lot of them are based on the books alone, which are different to the films. Okay, let's try another question. This is question number 11 of 60. What's the name of the clumsy Weasley family owl? Eric, Errol, Ernie, or Elvis? I'm getting messages from lots of you as we play. Let's have a look and see what we're up to here. Okay. Right, answers coming in. This is question 11, as I say. Let's see how you answered. 90.7% of you getting this one right. His name is Errol. Some of you thought his name was Elvis. You know, why not? Mrs. Keck got it right, as did Do You Mind If I Sliver In? It's the same top 5 still. Jon, Simo, and Expecto Patreon are all there as well. Let's have a look at our Patreons who are playing away. Some very serious faces there. Look, Jamie's still refusing to look at her mum and dad. She is determined to win the Battle of the Bakers tonight. Let's have a look at another question. This is question 12 of 60. What is the command to close the Marauders map? All done. I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Enough already, or mischief managed. What do you have to say in order to close the Marauders map? Answers are in. Let's have a look and see how well you did. 66% of you getting it right. Yeah, mischief managed. Some of you jumped in with I solemnly swear I'm up to no good. Now I've learnt that that is what you do to open it. I think you rub the spine and say it, and it opens up. It all appears. It all appears. It's all invisible. But yeah, mischief managed is what you say if you're trying to close it and make everything disappear. Do you mind if I sliver in? Has a 4-point lead over Mrs. Keck. And then comes Jon. D is on 60, and Drama King, our only ever 2-time winner, is into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Our reigning champions have dropped out the top 5. Where are they? Let's have a look at question number 13 of 60. What form does Luna Lovegood's Patronus take? Is it an otter, a dog, a hare, or a beaver? And there she is, young Luna. But what form does her Patronus take? Otter, dog, hare, or beaver? Everybody managing to answer. As I say, about 165 to 170 of you playing tonight. We'll have a look at the final number at the end of the quiz. 70.4% getting this one right. She becomes a hare. Lots of people say it's a rabbit, but rabbits and hares are very, very different. She is definitely a hare, her Patronus. Things have closed up ever so slightly over on the leaderboard here. So Do You Mind If I Sliver In now leads by 84 points. Mrs. Keck just 1 point behind on 83. Jon is on 71. Drama King is on 65. And who we got there? there. Butoy on 65 as well. So that top 5 has been broken up a little bit, which is fantastic. Good evening to you, Radu. Thank you for joining us. Here's your next question. Question number 14. What is Horace Slughorn disguised as when Harry first meets him? Is it a pot plant, a table, an armchair, or a lamp? What is Horace Slughorn disguised as when Harry first meets him? Just a couple of seconds to answer. And all of your answers are in. Let's see how you went with this one. The correct answer is C, an armchair, and it's 89.4% of you getting that one right, so not too difficult. He wasn't a pot plant, a table, or a lamp, I'm afraid. Over on the top 5, do you mind if I sliver in? Stretches away ever so slightly. You've now got 92 points. Mrs. Keck on 88. 78, we've got Jon, who's been there for quite a while. Drama King is on 70, and good evening to Stefan, who I believe is possibly playing all the way over in Spain. You have come into the top 5. You're just behind Drama King, though, even though you've got the same score, because you answered that last question just a little bit too slow. I had a feeling someone would make a joke about a beaver, and Ali has done it. Well done, you. What specific cauldron do first-year students have to buy from Pottage's Cauldron Shop? Size 4 steel cauldron, size 3 lead cauldron, size 2 pewter cauldron, or a size 1 tin cauldron? This is why we're giving you 20 seconds, because some of these are a little bit longer, these questions. You need a bit of time to take them in. Looks like everybody managed to answer, though, which is good. The correct answer is C, a size 2 pewter cauldron, and 63.7% of you knew that one. Has it changed our top 5? Yes, it has. Do you mind if I sliver in by 4 points from Mrs. Keck? Jon in 3rd. Stefan leaps above Drama King because he got that one quicker that time, and so he goes up into 4th. Let's see if anybody else can get into the top 5 and have a look at our Zoom fans over here. 6 of them now with their cameras on. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Concentrating heavily. Let's have a look at your next question. Question number 16. Who wrote the History of Magic textbook used at Hogwarts? Aldebert Waffling, Bathilda Bagshot, Arsenius Juggle, or Godric Gryffindor? This is a test for me tonight, isn't it, reading these names out. So who wrote the History of Magic textbook used at Hogwarts? Not all of the questions have pictures. Some of them do, some of them don't. That one didn't. The correct answer is Bathilda Bagshot. 69.8% of you getting that one correct. And it's still a very close quiz. We've got a new name, though. Look at this. Do you mind if I sliver in is in 1st, Mrs. Keck 2nd, Jon in 3rd, and welcome to Teo, who comes into the top 5 for the first time. Stefan is still there in 5th as well. Let's have a look at your next question coming up. This will be number 17. We will see if we can pause the quiz at question 30, just to try it out, because it's Saturday night, just to give you all a minute's break so you can nip to the loo or do whatever you need to. But a few questions to go before then. Who teaches flying lessons at Hogwarts? Madam Hooch, Charity Burbage, Professor Grubbly Plank, or Remus Lupin? Who teaches flying lessons at Hogwarts? It's one of them. If you know nothing about Harry Potter, just click away, take a guess. You never know, you might get lucky. Everybody managing to answer. There is a flying lesson in the picture. And the correct answer is Madame Hooch. And look at the amount of you that got that right. 93.8% of you getting this right. I'm sure there's people all over at the moment going, this is so easy. I promise you, some of these questions do get tricky. I hope, because I thought some of these were already tricky, but you're so good. Anyway, do you mind if I sliver in? Leads the way from Mrs. Keck. Just a 1-point gap between those two. Then it's 13 points back to Jon. Teo is in 4th on 86, and Drama King comes back into the top 5 on 85. Next question coming up. This is question 18 of 60, and it's a multiple answer one. Select the 3 characters with the surname Weasley. You need to click 3 answers, 5 points for each one that you get right. If you click an incorrect one, you can't change it, and you will drop down to 1 point for each correct answer, so you have to be really careful. Right, let's see if we managed to catch anybody out. We were being a little bit tricky there. So yeah, Arthur is correct, Molly is correct, and Ron is correct. We put Rob and Gilly in there just to be really mean, and I know some of you are swearing under your breath at the moment because we were being a bit tricky, because of course it is Ron and it is Ginny. So Arthur and Molly are the mum and dad, and Ron, of course, the ginger lad. They're all ginger, aren't they, pretty much? Mrs. Keck in the lead by a long way now. That was a good question for you. 109. Do you mind if I Slytherin, Jon on 108. Welcome back to Simo, our reigning champions, on 101. And Teo makes up our top 5 as it stands. Here's question number 19. From which shop did Hagrid purchase Hedwig for Harry? There's a tongue twister for you. Elop's Owl Emporium, the Owlery, Ephraim's Owl House, or Owls Are Us? I should think about these questions when I'm writing them. I have to read these. That's really tricky. So, from which shop did Hagrid purchase Hedwig for Harry? Let's have a look and see how you answered. 54% of you getting this right. Yes, indeed, he did come from Elop's Owl Emporium. I have to say I get a little warm feeling when the majority of you get the right answer, because it suggests to me that I've not messed up, which is always good. Mrs. Keck still leading the way on 129. Jon, do you mind if I sliver in? Teo and Simo are your top 5. Yeah, Jilly is Game of Thrones, right? We must do a GOT at some point, but we've got Lord of the Rings and Marvel Universe and football to come. Game of Thrones is down the line at some point, I promise. We are nearly on question 20 of 60. Here it comes. Which of Ron's brothers was a prefect in Ron's first year? Was it Fred, George, Percy, or Charlie? It was one of them. Fred, George, Percy, or Charlie? Who was a prefect whilst Ron was in his first year? Let's hope I've got the right brother. Let's see how you answered. Percy, 83.3% of you getting it right. Congratulations. Mrs. Keck, your lead has been cut ever so slightly. You're on 135. Jon moves into second place. He's on 123. Do you mind if I sliver in? 119. Simo, 111. And you are tied with Teo down on 111. Let's have a quick look at our fans over here. See how you're getting on. Some very serious faces. Gary's moved. He's had enough. Okay, that's all right. All right, next question coming up. This will be 21 out of 60. We will take a break just before question 30. Or just after. Here's your next question. It's a big one. In order to get into the Hogwarts kitchens, you need to tickle which fruit on a painting to make the door open? Apple, banana, pear, or orange? So, there's the painting to get into the kitchen to nick some food. What do you tickle? Apple, banana, pear, or orange? Time is up. Let's see how you answered. The majority of you went for the correct answer, which is a pear. 71% of you getting it right. Some of you thought it was an apple, but it's a pear. The pear turns, I believe, into a doorknob. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just, you know, it's what I've learned. So yeah, the pear turns into a doorknob. You can then open it, and through you go. Mrs. Keck, 140. Jon on 128. Do you mind if I sliver in? 126. Simo still there on 117. And Teo is on 116. So still very close, and still plenty of time for you to catch up, because we are only a third of the way through the quiz. Lots of questions to come, including some multiple answer ones. So don't give up just yet. Here comes another question. Question number 22. In which year was the Chamber of Secrets first opened? Was it 1983, 1963, 1943, or 1923? Mike's going to spend the evening just making rude jokes about Hermione, and yeah, as long as we all expect it, then we can't be insulted by it. That's fine. Okay, let's see how you answered for this one. The correct answer is C, 1943. And look at this. This one was a bit lower. Less than half of you getting it right. 1943. It was opened up by a 16-year-old teenager by the name of Tom Riddle. You may have heard of him. Yeah, 1943. Did that change anything? Only slightly. Mrs. Keck still leading the way from Jon. Do you mind if I sliver in? Teo and Simo make out your top 5. Yeah, maybe you had to work out how many years ago it was from the point in the book. Did they actually mention it? I don't know. But anyway, if you got it right, well done. That's the sort of question we need tonight to start dividing you all up. Find the real fans out there. This is question number 23. When Harry first meets Hagrid, Harry asks him who he is. What does Hagrid say his job is? Is he the head lumberjack in the Forbidden Forest, professor of magical creatures, keeper of grounds and keys at Hogwarts, or a Quidditch coach? What does he claim to be? All right, your answers are coming in, and let's see what you went for. 88.4% of you getting it right. He pretty much tells the truth, doesn't he? Keeper of grounds and keys at Hogwarts. One of you thought he was a Quidditch coach. Fair play. You know, if that's what you think, it's okay. Mrs. Keck got that one right, as did Jon, as did Do You Mind If I Sliver In, as did Teo, as did Simo. Let's just move this little feed. Oh, not that one there. This feed here. We're just going to move this up and over. That's fine. And now I can do that. Good stuff. All right, so where are we? We are moving on to next question. Question number 24 out of 60. What is the first name of the witch Hufflepuff? Hermione, Hepzibah, Helga, Helen. Let's have a look and see how you're going to answer. There she is in all of her glory, taken from an illustration from one of the books. Helga is the correct answer, 84.8% of you getting this one right. They are catching you up a little bit, Mrs. Keck. You are out in front. We'd love to know who you are. We have no idea who Mrs. Keck is. Could be a regular, could be someone joining us for the first time tonight. But you have a lead. You're on 155. Jon is on 146. Do You Mind If I Sliver In is on 141. Teo is on 136. And Simo is on 132. I have a feeling some of these speed bonuses are going to become quite important tonight, as are the multiple answer questions. There will be some more coming up at some point. Let's have a look at your next question. Question number 25. What is the name of the food trolley on the Hogwarts Express? Is it the Honeybee Express, Honey Bunny Express, Honey Nuts Express, or the Honeydukes Express? There it is. You can see with lots of lovely treats on board. But what is the name of that food trolley? Okay, everybody managing to answer? Yep, and let's see how you answered. I've clearly gone and ticked the wrong one. I know I have. I know that the answer is the Honeydukes Express, and I'm waiting for the feed to go mad. I can't believe I've gone and got it wrong. There had to be one. There had to be one, right? There had to be one. It's me. It's not the Honeybee Express. I sincerely apologise to everyone. The good news is, real fans, you've all got it wrong, so it shouldn't affect anything. I've totally messed that one up. I do apologise. I know it's the Honeydukes Express. How many more times can I say it? I knew there'd be a mistake tonight, and there it is. I do apologise, everybody. It won't affect anything because all of you will have got it wrong. Let's try the next question. How long is Harry's wand? 12, 11, 10, or 9 inches? Oh, I can't believe. You know, it's because I switched them round to try and make it more difficult, and I forgot to tick which one was correct. What a plank. Never mind. How long is Harry's wand? 12, 11, 10, or 9 inches? Let's see how you answered. It is 11 inches, 56.1%. Fingers crossed I haven't input any more of these answers incorrectly. Yeah, 11 inches is, so it's about, I don't know, you can't tell, but it's a very big wand, clearly 11 inches. Mrs. Keck, you've got 160. Jon, 151. Do You Mind If I Sliver In? You have 148. Teo on 146 and Simo on 145. So it's just a 15-point gap now from first to fifth. So things are a little bit closer, which is pretty cool. We've got a few seconds until your next question, which will be question number 27 out of 60. Okay, Harry passed 7 of the 9 OWL exams he took. Which 2 did he fail? Which 2 OWL exams did Harry fail? History of Magic and Divination, Divination and Potions, Potions and Magic History, or Charms and Herbology? Which 2 did Harry fail? Let's see if we've managed to catch anybody out. Answers are in. Okay, the correct answer is History of Magic and Divination, and that appears to be the most difficult one that we have asked you for tonight, because only 27.7% of you got it right. So that has changed things ever so slightly. Mrs. Keck is on 165, still with a 9-point lead over Jon, who has 156. Simo, though, our reigning champions, have now moved up into 3rd place, looking ominous. They've got 153. They are tied with Teo and Do You Mind If I Sliver In? But Simo and Teo, you are ahead of Do You Mind If I Sliver In? Because you answered that question quicker. So being quick is actually a good thing. Question number 28. Which of the 3 Peverell brothers was the original owner of the invisibility cloak? Was it Cadmus, Antioch, or Ignatus? Which of them used to own the invisibility cloak? 5 seconds to answer. Be nice and quick. Answers are in. Let's see what you went for. Yeah, 62.8% of you getting this one right. It was Ignatus. There are the 3 Peverell brothers in a beautiful illustration taken from one of the books. I have discovered lots of really beautiful artwork that was included in the books. It's or some of the books. Yeah, it's really quite nice. So what's that done to the scores over here? Mrs. Keck, 170. Still that 9-point lead from Jon on 161. Do you mind if I sliver in? Has gone back up to 159, and that's on account of getting a bonus point there. Well done. Teo, you answered slightly quicker than Simo, so you bumped them down to 5th place. Let's have a look at question number 29. In her 4th year at Hogwarts, Hermione founded an organisation. What was it called? Witches for Equal Rights, Society for Promotion of Elfish Welfare, Wizards Against the Dark Arts, or the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Chocolate Frogs? Mike, you're still beating about 40 odd people, mate, even though you know nothing about Harry Potter. So what was the organisation called? 63.2% of you getting the correct answer. The Society for Promotion of Elfish Welfare, or SPEW for short, which is SPEW. Yeah, free Dobby. I learned that today. SPEW was what she founded. Mrs. Keck, that was a good question for you. You got a speed bonus there. 178 points now from Jon on 166. Do you mind if I sliver in 164? And we can't separate them. Simo and Teo there in 4th and 5th. You know, can anybody else break into this top 5? We've had these 5 here for a while. Is anybody else going to push on up? Let's try another question, then we'll pause the quiz. As a reward for being made a prefect in his 6th year, Ron asked for a new broom. What model did he receive? Was it a Clean Sweep 11, a Comet 260, Star Shooter 5000, or a Nimbus 1? Is that a more difficult question? We'll find out. It feels difficult to me. Is it to you? Let's have a look. It really was Clean Sweep 11, unless you're going to tell me that I've got that wrong. A Clean Sweep 11 is what I've got on here, and that's what I looked up. Have I got it wrong? Let's have a look at the feed. Tell me I've got it wrong. Did I get it wrong? Have I got it wrong? Nobody's telling me I've got it wrong. This is a good thing. Mrs. Keck, 183. Jon, you've got 172. We're going to pause the quiz, everybody, all right? So I'm going to be able to pause it there. Teo, do you mind if I sliver in? You are there as well. All right, so look, I have this ability to pause the quiz. So let's have a quick look over with our Zoom fans. And if any of you anywhere needs a quick 1-minute break, we're going to give you a 1-minute break just to wash your hands, take a loo break if you need to. The quiz will not pause. You'll be able to hear me, and I'll tell you when we are coming in. Hello, good evening, bakers. We can see you there. We have got it muted because, well, you can see that there are some people here who are drinking and can't control their potty mouths. Let's have a look and see. You know who you are. Let's have a look and see if we've got anybody else that wants to join in on the room, just in case. There could be some more people that want to come in. I think we've got everybody there, though. We are only including people in the room. Some of you have signed out. Yeah, so apologies if you've signed out, but we did say we are only going to keep people in here who have got their cameras on. So you must have your camera on, otherwise it's kind of pointless having you on there taking up space. So let's close that. And there we are. Can you see yourselves? Hello, Sam and family. All right, so we can see that a couple of you have dashed off. We're going to give you a 20-second warning, all right? So grab your phones. We will be going straight back into the quiz for the next 30 questions. So be quick, be quick. It's quite good that I've got the ability to do this, to be able to pause. Okay, it looks like the guys are back. The reigning champions have all returned. Looks like we're missing Chris, but I think Chris is pretty close to being last. All right then, guys, we will get back into the quiz and resume the countdown. You've got 15 seconds before your next question. And I'm back with you. Let's have a look at the feed. Apparently it helps if you read the books. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Next question. What is the spell that Professor McGonagall uses to get the stone soldier statues to defend Hogwarts Castle? Motivus Locomotivus, Piero Totem Locomotor, Statatus Motor Loco, Movito Granitus. Totally butchered that, didn't I? Let's see how you answered, guys. The correct answer is Pier Totem Locomotor, and 70.2% of you know your spells. You got that absolutely spot on. Mrs. Keck, 190, you got a bonus point there, so you have pushed ahead ever so slightly. Long-term leader, can you be caught? We've seen in quizzes it can happen, particularly towards the end. Jon is still there, long-term second place person. Is anyone going to get him? Well, Teo might, because he's only 1 point behind. Then we've got Do You Mind If I Sliver In on 172, and our reigning champion Simo on 168. Plenty of time to catch up though. We still have a bundle of questions to come. Here's your next one. Question 32. In the first task of the Tri-Wizard tournament, what type of dragon did Cedric Diggory take on? Was it a Hungarian horntail, Swedish short snout, Romanian red-scaled, or common Welsh green? So what did he take on? What type of dragon? Let's see what you went for. 44.4% of you getting this one right, so maybe these questions are getting a little bit more tricky. Okay, Swedish short snout is the correct answer, and that's a very young Robert Pattinson, who I think he did this before he did Twilight, right? It was kind of a role before he became really famous. Correct me if I'm wrong. Mrs. Keck, good question for you. You've got a 14-point lead now, but we have a new person in second place, which is Teo. Do you mind if I sliver in is in third? Jon, I'm afraid, dropped a little bit there. 177 points. Simo still in the top 5 on 168. Here comes your next question. Question 33. When Harry, Hermione and Ron take Polyjuice potion in their second year, which of the Slytherin students did Ron turn into? Gregory Goyle, Blaise Zambini, Vincent Crabbe or Pansy Parkinson? So that potion changes you, but who did he change into? I'm so nervous about these answers in case I've gone and got them wrong again. I hope I haven't. Let's have a look then. Vincent Crabbe is the correct answer, and just over half of you got that one right. 51.2% of you knowing that he turns into Vincent Crabbe. I've watched that scene. It's actually quite funny where they go and then he disappears and he comes back, and yeah, it's all very cool. The drink looks absolutely revolting though. Mrs. Keck, you've got 195. Jon 182. Teo 181. Do you mind if I sliver in 180? Simo 174. So with the next question, Mrs. Keck could potentially break the 200-point barrier already. Let's have a look at your next question, which will be question number 34. Select the 3 types of candy found in the world of Harry Potter. Multiple answers, guys. There are 3 candies that are featured in the world of Harry Potter and 2 that I've made up. Which 3 are they? Your options: peppermint toad, cockroach clusters, popping ants, fizzy spiders, zebra hoofs. 3 of them are correct. 2 of them are not. Answers coming in. Okay, so the correct answers here: peppermint toad, 30.2% of you got that right. Cockroach clusters are a real thing. You can actually buy them. They've made them, so you can buy them. 17.2%. Zebra hoofs are, believe me, they're actually on the trolley in the very first movie, and they are the real thing. Yeah, it was a tough one. Popping ants and fizzing spiders, completely made those 2 up. Mrs. Keck 197, Jon 183, tied with Teo. Do you mind if I sliver in 181, and Simo 176? We have to put a couple of these tough ones in there. We've got to try and separate you. Let's have a look at another question. Harry was presented with 1,000 galleons for winning the Tri-Wizard tournament. What did he do with the money? Did he give it to Fred and George, donate it to St. Mungo's Hospital? Did he buy a new broomstick, or did he bury it beneath Hogwarts? So 1,000 galleons, I'm told, is quite a lot of cash, but what did he do with it? A, B, C, or D? Let's see how you've chosen to answer. And the majority, oh, well, he's saying he gave it to Fred and George, but it actually got donated to St. Mungo's Hospital. That's what we're told. It's a hospital. It's in the book. I read the passage, and he donated it. So 16% of you getting that one right. So that one was clearly difficult. Mrs. Keck did get it right. Jon 183, Teo 183. Do you mind if I sliver in 181 and Simo 176? Here come the rude suggestions of what Harry might have done with it. He would have been underage. You can't say that. Let's have a look at your next question, which is question number 36. What form did the patroness of Aberforth Dumbledore take? Stag, goat, ram, or sheep? Aberforth Dumbledore, who I believe is Dumbledore's brother. I'm sure you're going to tell me I'm wrong. Okay, stag, goat, ram, or sheep? Let's have a look and see how you answered. It's a goat. 40% of you getting that one right. Ram, 36.4%. I suppose they're quite similar, aren't they? Stag, 23.6% of you got it right. Yeah, I'm aware that I might have ticked the wrong answer again. That's 2. I'm expecting 3 tonight, okay? Let's see if I can get through the quiz with only getting 2 wrong. You know, but the great thing is, if I've got it wrong and most of you get it wrong, nobody's affected. So we're all good. Talk about digging my way out of a really big hole. Anyway, Mrs. Keck still leads the way. Let's have a look at your next question. Please let it be that I haven't got any more wrong. Albus Dumbledore dislikes Bertie Bott's every flavour beans because he once ate which flavour? Earwax, vomit, soap or earthworm? Now this one I do know. I do know. Let's have a look and see. 3 seconds to answer. Let's see how you have answered. Vomit is the correct answer. He does mention earwax because he eats one in the movie and he goes, ugh, earwax. But in the books, he refers to the fact he doesn't like them because he once ate one that tasted like vomit. So before you all shout at me, I know that one's right, and it was one of the tricky ones. Vomit, 34.1% of you agreeing with me, thankfully. Mrs. Keck, you've got 209 and quite a lead of 18 points over. Do you mind if I sliver in? Jon in third, Teo and Simo make up 4 and 5th. Yeah, we've already spoken about it, Vlad. I just gave a massive apology. Yeah. In which of the Hogwarts towers would you find the classroom for Professor Trelawney? East, west, north or south? East, west, north or south? Okay, time is up. Let's have a look and see how you answered the correct answer. We hope. Come on, answers in, answers in. Oh no, server problems. Come on, we haven't had a server problem yet. Let's hope we don't get one. We don't get one. A third of you getting this one right. That was a tricky one, wasn't it? Yeah. North, 33.3%. Yeah, thanks, Florin. Florin, we've spoken about both of those things already, mate. I know you've been off Googling to get the info, but I've already apologised because I had the right answer, but on the back end, I ticked the wrong one, okay? Because I juggled them around and it's on me, and I'm really sorry. But the good thing is, most of you got it wrong, so it didn't affect anything. So we're all good. But thanks for the info. I really appreciate it. Mrs. Keck, you're still out in the lead. It's only 18 points now instead of 19. Let's have a look at your next question. In The Prisoner of Azkaban, which teacher orders a cherry syrup and soda with ice and umbrella in the Free Broomsticks? Is that Professor Binns, Professor Flitwick, Professor Filch, or Professor Sprout? Jon, you're absolutely right. Yeah, the guys that really know their stuff, it's not going to affect anything. But I will change them because I will be doing this quiz for other people. So I'll make sure that I make my mistakes be gone. Professor Flitwick, played by two different actors in the movies, Vern Troyer and Warwick Davis. Warwick Davis, he was Wicket in Star Wars. We need to do a Star Wars quiz. 63% of you getting it right. And it's still the same 5. Mrs. Keck, do you mind if I sliver in Jon, Teo, and Simo? It is close with the with places 2 through to 5, but can anybody catch Mrs. Keck? And who the heck is Mrs. Keck? That's what we want to know. All right, let's try another one. We're going into question number 40 of 60. Ginny Weasley eventually marries Harry, but what was the name of her first boyfriend? Was it Dean Thomas, Dennis Creevey, Michael Corner, or Bobby Zamora? I'm expecting a couple of people to write something in the feed right now. Thank you, Matt. Someone had to notice it. Okay, the correct answer here, let's see who went for it, is Dean Thomas. 67.1% of you. Dennis Creevey and Michael Corner both appear in the books. Bobby Zamora is a Fulham legend, played for my team and scored some wonder goals in 2010 when we got to the Europa League Cup final. But it's not a football quiz. We're going to do that next Saturday if anybody's interested. So did that change anything? Well, it's closed the gap a little bit at the top. Look at this, 15 points now. Mrs. Keck down to, do you mind if I sliver in? Jon 201, Teo 194, and Expecto Patreon comes into the top 5. Nice to have a new face there. 193. Let's have a look at the next question. Who did Molly Weasley duel with and kill during the Battle of Hogwarts with a cry of "Not my daughter, you bitch"? Thorfinn Rowell, Fenrir Greyback, Bellatrix Lestrange, or Dolores Umbridge? Trying to follow the speed as I go. Yeah, there will be a ton of spoilers in here. I'm presuming you've seen the movies and read the books. Jeez. Correct answer, Bellatrix Lestrange. It's a big scene in the movie, and it was a relatively easy question, I know. 91.9% of you getting it right. Mrs. Keck got it, but do you mind if I sliver in? Got a speed bonus there, and the gap is now 13 points. Jon 209, Teo 199, and Expecto Patreon 198. Yeah, Bobby Zamora, he also played for QPR, but we try not to, we don't mention that down at the cottage because, you know, it was heartbreaking. We didn't want him to be there. But great player, won England cap when he was playing for Fulham. thoroughly deserved. Let's have a look at the next question. Question 42 of 60. The Death Eaters bear the dark mark of Voldemort, a snake protruding from a skull, but where on the body is the mark? Is it on the left arm, left leg, right arm, or right leg? Where is that mark on a Death Eater? Everybody getting their answers in? The left arm is the correct answer. 25.6% of you going for right arm. Most of you knew that it was an arm, but it's on the forearm. It's right here. That looks like my right arm. Does it to you? No, it doesn't. It's just on the wrong side, isn't it? So left arm. Left arm, 64.6% getting it right. Has that affected anything? Mrs. Keck picked up a bonus there. Well done. 237. 22 through. Do you mind if I sliver in? Yon on 214. Teo 204. And Expecto Patreon on 205. Remember, prizes for first, second, third, 50th and 75th, so keep playing away. If you're not in the top 5, you might still win a prize back there. Let's have a look at your next question. For how many years was Sirius Black locked up in Azkaban for? 10, 11, 12 or 13? How long was Sirius Black locked up in Azkaban? A few seconds left to answer. Take a guess if you're not sure. You can't lose any points, you can only gain them. And your answers are in. The correct answer is 12. 54.6% of you getting that one correct. Well done if you did. Remember, Sirius Black is a Funko Pop. We're giving that to the runner-up tonight. Sirius Black with his little number. Mrs. Keck has a 14-point lead. Over. Do you mind if I sliver in? Yon 219, Teo 209, Expecto Patreon 208. We need some of these guys to get some wrong. Is that possible? Keep your eyes open, remember, for the multiple answer questions. They could be the ones that help you catch up, or if you're not careful, make you drop down. There will be at least one more, maybe more than that. Let's have a look. Question 44. Which member of the Order of the Phoenix escorted the Dursleys to safety and had a large pocket watch that shouted, "Hurry up"? Caradoc Dearborn, Daedalus Diggle, Alpheus Dogue, or Benji Fenwick? I've probably mashed up a lot of those names. Apologies for Potterheads out there. But who was it? Who had that pocket watch and led the Dursleys to safety? Let's have a look. Everybody managing to answer. The correct answer is Daedalus Diggle. 49.4% of you getting it right. And Mrs. Keck got it. Do you mind if I sliver in? Got it. Yon got it. Teo got it. Expecto Patreon got it. Everybody managing to get it. We haven't had a look at the Zoom fans over here at the moment, but look, some of them looking a bit fed up, but it's all right. It's not that bad. Come on, there's still time to go. You can still catch up. I love the fact that when the camera comes on, you suddenly sit upright because, it's all important now, isn't it? Yeah, no, I get you. Let's have a look at another question, guys. Okay, next question is question number 45. What was the name of the driver of the night bus? Ernie Prong, Ernie Prune, Ernie Prang, Ernie Pring. What was the name of the driver of the night bus? Just a few seconds left to answer. Make sure you click something. You can't lose anything for taking a guess. And your answers are in. Let's have a look and see what you all went for. Ernie Prang is the correct answer. Just over half of you getting that one right. So this is good. We're trying to scale you down a little bit. 52.1% knowing that his name is Ernie Prang. I suspect that the incorrect answers were mainly people clicking because they thought it was the correct answer, and prong, pring, prang, whatever. Mrs. Keck, you still have that 14-point lead. That's been like that for a while. Do you mind if I sliver in 238? Yon is still chasing down second, 227, Teo 219, and Expecto Patreon 218. Another question coming up, question 46. What is the name of the leader of the centaurs who live in the Forbidden Forest? Is it Bane, Megorian, Ronan, or Geoffrey? Yeah, he was definitely called Ernie. Everyone knows that. Ernest. Couple of seconds left. What's the name of the leader of the centaurs? Let's have a look and see what you went for. Megorian is the correct answer. 40.9% of you getting this one correct. They are a bit trickier, apparently, these questions. This is good. We need a few of you to start getting some wrong for other people to catch up. It hasn't affected our incredibly intelligent Potter fans in the top 5, though. Mrs. Keck, all these guys getting these questions right. Mrs. Keck got it right, 257. Do you mind if I sliver in? Got it right, 243. As did Yon on 227. Teo 219. Expecto Patreon 218. The only hope is to get some speed bonuses at the moment. So tap away faster. Did you get it wrong? Oh, you dropped back a little bit, Yon. Ooh. Select the 3 special items which are known to be used in wand cores. So look, multiple answers, 3 of them. 3 of them are used in wand cores, 2 of them are not. Let's hope there's no mistake here, right? So troll whisker, unicorn tail hair, hippogriff feather, dragon heartstring, goblin hair. Let's have a look. So the correct answers are troll whisker, unicorn tail hair, and dragon heartstrings. Some of you went for a hippogriff feather, but it's not. And a goblin hair, it's not. I made that one up as well. So that might have changed things a little bit. Not for our leaders so much. Actually, Jon, that was a good question for you. Jon has bumped himself up into second place. It's now a tie in second with Do You Mind If I Sliver In? Mrs. Keck still out in front by the same score. Teo 221 and Expecto Patreon on 220. But that one was a trickier one. Just 3.4% of you knowing that a troll whisker is used in a wand. Let's try question number 48. What is the name of the Whistling Joke store in Hogsmeade that Fred and George often visited? White's Bazaar, Dervish and Bangs, Bozo's Gags and Games, or Zonko's Joke Shop? It's White's Bazaar, Dervish and Bangs, Bozo's Gags and Games, or Zonko's Joke Shop. Which of those is the name of the Whistling Joke store that Fred and George often visited? Let's see how you answered here. There's a lovely picture of it. I had to cut the picture off because Zonko's Joke Shop is written right across the door there. 64.4% of you getting that one right. For those of you that answered White's Bazaar, 3.1%. That was actually the name of the local toy shop in my little town when I was growing up. It closed down about 25 years ago. Mrs. Keck, you've now gone out to a 15-point lead, 267. Jon is clear in second on 252 from Do You Mind If I Sliver In? 250. Teo on 226 and 225 Expecto Patreon. So with 12 questions to go, it looks like the winner is going to come from the top 3. Can anybody catch up? In his 6th year, Ron was advised to sever all ties with Harry Potter. Who gave him this advice? Cornelius Fudge, Severus Snape, Percy Weasley, Ginny Weasley. So who told Ron to sever all ties with Harry Potter? Answers coming in. This is going to be an amazing comeback if somebody can catch up Mrs. Keck here. It has happened though. The correct answer is Percy Weasley. Now, only around half of you got this one right, and there is a slight change in the scores. Look at this. Mrs. Keck, 272, but Jon is just 12 points behind now on 260. 5 points back is Do You Mind If I Sliver In? Then Teo and Expecto Patreon. Can anybody break into the top 5? We've had these 5 for quite a while. So that suggests that the question was a bit more difficult, which is good. Let's hope that a couple of the others are tricky as well. You've got to be a real fan here to know the answers to the majority of these, and obviously hope that I haven't messed up with the answers. How many broomsticks are flown in total during a full game of Quidditch? 11, 13, 15 or 17? How many broomsticks in total? 11, 13, 15 or 17. So in an entire game of Quidditch, how many broomsticks are up in the air? Just a couple of seconds remaining. Answers are in. The correct answer is 15. 7 plus 7 plus 1 for the referee. So there are 15 up in the air at any one time. Slightly trick question, but they were all odd answers, so you knew it had to be one of them. 53.7% of you getting that one right, and I think most of you realise that we were also referring to the one referee that has a broomstick as well. So 12 points then between first and second. Then it's a 5-point. Okay, so I'm coming at you with a different source because we've lost speakers. I know. Keep playing. I'm just having to adjust things. I have no idea what just happened to the sound there. It's never happened before, but I am working on it. Are we good? Can you hear me again, guys? Tell me that you can hear me. Meanwhile, what language do goblins speak over there? Gobbledygook was the correct answer, 54.3%. I'm really sorry, I'm not entirely sure what happened with the sound there. Something happened with this microphone, so I've quickly switched to another one. It all just went really bizarre, but we got through it, as we always do. Has anything happened over here whilst I've been quiet? Yeah, all right, don't be so mean. So Mrs. Keck is still out in front. Nothing too different there, the same top five. 54.3 of you getting that last one right. Let's have a look at your next question. When Buckbeak the Hippogriff went on the run with Sirius Black, he was given a new name. What was it? Water Wings, Wather Wings, Wonder Wings, or Wither Wings? So what was his new name whilst on the run? People don't enjoy listening to me talk. I find that hard to believe. Let's see what you went with. 4 very similar answers there. I've got a feeling some of you may have pressed the wrong one accidentally. 65.6% of you getting it right. Wither Wings with an I. Wither Wings is the correct answer. It's just 13 points between Mrs. Keck and Jon, so 296 to 285. And then we've got a 10-point gap down to Do You Mind If I Sliver In, who has a healthy gap to Teo, who's on 254, and Expecto Patreon. So I really do feel that the winner is likely to come from Mrs. Keck and Jon. But funnier things have happened. We will see. Here's another question coming up. This will be question number 54. In Wizarding Money, how many nuts are in a sickle? 23, 25, 27, or 29? 23, 25, 27, or 29? How many nuts are in a sickle? I don't even know how a hippogriff dances. You'll have to enlighten me, buddy. I have no idea. What did you go for? 29. This was a tough one, so we split it evenly here. Look, almost a quarter of you going for each one. 26.5% of you are getting this one right. The correct answer is 29. There are 29 nuts in a sickle. Mrs. Keck got that one right, and it appears Jon may have got that one wrong. Could that be the question that already gives Mrs. Keck the win? Who knows? Do You Mind If I Sliver In is in third, but just 2 points to second place. Looking for one of those big prizes. Maybe you can catch up. Expecto Patreon moves up to 4th. Silver.Lee, welcome to the top 5 for the first time. Let's have a look at your next question. What did Grawp call Hermione because he couldn't say her full name? Hermy, Moni, Maione, or Emma? What did Grawp call Hermione because he couldn't say her full name? Hermy, Moni, Maione, or Emma? Can anybody catch Mrs. Keck? It's highly unlikely. Let's hope they don't disconnect or something awful like that. That would be really bad. So the correct answer is Hermy. 58.6% of you getting it right. Some of you still think that he called her Emma. That's Emma Watson. I just put that in because I couldn't think of another name. Emma Watson, that's why I did it. Yeah. Mrs. Keck is possibly J.K. Rowling. Wouldn't that be wonderful if it turned out it was? Yeah, Mrs. Keck is both fast and intelligent. We will discover who it is because we have to get them their prize, but who knows. But look, it's pretty close for second place. Do You Mind If I Sliver In is ahead of Jon, but they are tied on 290. So we do have an element of excitement as we go into our final few questions. This is question number 56. What is the name of this move in Quidditch which results in the opposing seeker crashing into the ground? Look at the diagram. Is it called a wonky feint, a rinsky feint, a Wronski feint, or a winky feint? So, Quidditch question, is it tricky? We shall see. Let's have a look. Let's see what you guys went for. The Wronski feint is correct. 57.4% of you getting that one right. Do You Mind If I Sliver In? Picked up a speed bonus there, and it was an important one because although Mrs. Keck is out in front, you are in back into second position for one of those big prizes, 297, but only 1 point behind you is Jon on 296. Expecto Patreon, it might be too late for you to get into the top 3, but you never know. Silver.Lee, looking good for a 5th place finish here. So these are your top 5 as it stands. It's second place we're looking at here. Second and third is up for grabs. Next question, 57. Which Death Eater did Voldemort appoint to be the head of magical law enforcement after he took control of the Ministry of Magic? Corbin Yaxley, Walden McNair, William Rosewood, or Barty Crouch Jr.? Which one of them was it? Mike, the easy ones were at the start, mate. I was hoping you would have got a couple of those ones at least. Maybe not. So, which of the Death Eaters did Voldemort appoint to be head of magical law enforcement? Your answers are in. Corbin Yaxley is the correct answer. Well, look at this. That's interesting. It looks like Mrs. Keck may have got it wrong. And do you mind if I sliver in and got it right? So, with just a couple of questions to go, 3 questions to go. One of them will be a multiple answer question. Maybe this isn't over. It's a 13-point gap. A 13-point gap. It could still be done. Do you mind if I sliver in, and Jon could still catch up Mrs. Keck? It's those 3 that are going to take the top 3 prizes, I think, tonight. It comes down to your last 3 questions. Here comes number 58 of 60. At Dumbledore's funeral, a song could be heard as his body was laid to rest, but who was singing the song? Hawks the Phoenix, the Hogwarts Ghosts, Dobby the House Elf, or the Mer People of the Black Lake? So, at Dumbledore's funeral, spoiler alert, he doesn't really die. He's living on a farm somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Who sang the song? Let's see how you answered. 43.8% of you getting it right. The Mer People of the Black Lake. I think Mrs. Keck might have just done enough. They picked up a bonus point there. So 323 to 311, but Jon is just 2 points behind in the fight for second place. Teo is on 276 and Expecto Patreon is on 276, looking for a top 5 finish. So we've got 2 questions. One of them will be a multiple answer question with 15 possible points up for grabs. So 2 questions to go, and someone could still catch Mrs. Keck. Let's have a look. It comes down to this 59. Who attended the 1994 Yule Ball with Draco Malfoy? Was it Padma Patil, Lavender Brown, Pansy Parkinson, Cho Chang? Mrs. Keck has got an enormous amount of admirers at the moment for, we presume, her knowledge of Harry Potter. Let's see if they got this one right, though. Pansy Parkinson is the correct answer, 70.4% of you getting it right, and it is a 12-point lead for Mrs. Keck as we go into your final question. Now, mathematically, that does mean, in theory, that she could be caught by one of the players in second or third, but there's only 1 point between those 2. It's all going to come on to the last question to decide our top 3. Mrs. Keck is in the driving seat. There will be 3 possible answers. Click them all, 5 points for each. If you get one wrong, you lose 4 points per correct answer. Good luck. Final question tonight. Here it comes. Select the 3 pupils that were in Gryffindor House. Lavender Brown, Ernie Macmillan, Cormac McLagan, Neville Longbottom, Susan Bones. 3 of them were in Gryffindor. 2 of them were not. So many quizzes have been decided on the final question where people panic. Is that going to happen tonight? We know who deserves to win. All right, here we go. Have a look at this. Lavender Brown, 27.5% of you getting that right. Cormac McLagan, 22% of you getting that one. And Neville Longbottom, 31.9% of you knowing that he was in Gryffindor as well. Ernie Macmillan and Susan Bones were not. And your winner tonight, we will find out who this is, because my goodness, almost from start to finish, Mrs. Keck, what a legend. Whoever and wherever you are, we will discover you, because you have just won a 300 lei voucher for one of the top 5 restaurants here in Bucharest, unless, of course, you're not in Bucharest. But if you're not, you have also won a Harry Potter figurine, which we will get to you at some point. Here is your overall top 10 then. Let's just get rid of this because it's just annoying. We don't need that. We don't need that. That's got to stay, but that can go. Super, top 10 then. Mrs. Keck, well done to you, 343 points. Jon, you did quite well there. I think you were helped by, do you mind if I sliver in, maybe getting something wrong on that final question. But Jon, congratulations to you. You won a 100 lei voucher and the Sirius Black Funko Pop. Pretty damn cool. Do you mind if I sliver in? You are in the detergent club. If you're here in Bucharest, we will deliver a bag of detergent. I think I've always got one handy just to show you. As always, bag of detergent, that's yours. And you have got that Harry Potter pen as well. Teo, you were in 4th. Expecto Patreon was in 5th. Silver.Lee, 294 points our reigning champions. Simo, you finished on 291 tonight. Dana on 278. Drama King, who won our previous quiz, you finished on 276. And Giannina, you round it out in 10th place this evening. So well done to you, and congratulations to the winners. Now, what I'll do is pop you over onto Zoom, and I'm going to see if I can, because it takes a minute, if I can get the report, and we will discover who was 50th and 75th. Okay, let's have a look. I just discovered who Mrs. Keck is, and she's just a very, very happy young lady. Let's just see if I can get the report. Download it. And let's have a look. All right, so we'll just whilst you're looking at our guys on Zoom, I'm just going to quickly go in. We'll have a look and see how many people we had playing, and we will see who came 50th and 75th. So first of all, the amount of players that we had tonight was 169. 169 will be joining us tonight, so that's pretty good. So we have got prizes for 50th and 75th. I'll go all the way up to 50th place. Okay, so 50th place. I've forgotten what prize we're going to give you. Should we have a quick look? Here are the prizes. So 50th place is the little figurine down in the bottom left-hand corner, and I'll just go back over to our scores. And 50th place, as I'm looking it up, congratulations, Stefan Rossetti, you are a winner in 50th place. And then in 75th place, winning the Gringotts mug. Okay, I believe it's Mad Eye Moody, otherwise that's Rach Hawkins. Rach Hawkins, you are a winner as well for coming 75th tonight. So you win the Gringotts mug. Now, don't worry if you're in the UK or anywhere else in the world. I will ensure that these prizes get to you once we can get to the post office and away out of my home office here. I will get out to you and get these prizes off to you. Right, that's the Harry Potter quiz. I'm so sorry I got a couple wrong, but as someone pointed out, it affected nothing. It just shows that I did have the correct knowledge, I just didn't have the correct technical ability, because when I tap them into the system, I have to be very careful. I did triple check them, but for some reason I decided to move answers around and forgot to change which one was correct. Absolutely my fault, and I apologise. But hopefully that did not ruin any of your enjoyment this evening. We've had a tremendously good time. Thank you to our Zoom guys. Have we got anybody here? So we've still got Cornelia and the Bakers. Hello guys, we're going to say good night to you. Well done to Jamie, who I believe is the winner of the Bakers. So good night to you. Cornelia's going to wave any second when he hears me saying this. He's going to wave. Well, has he new to me? No, he hasn't. Thank you for testing this with us tonight, guys. That's very kind of you. If you want us to continue doing Zoom and creating it, we can bang 49 of you onto one of those so that you can play along and see other people that are joining in. We will return on Wednesday with our general knowledge Fast 50 quiz back to normal. It will be sponsored by GBR Tronics, the gadget store here in Bucharest, and Jerry's Pizza, and we will have spot prizes as always to give away and give out. So if you are now a Patreon member, which all of you should be because you have signed up to help support our company through this very difficult time, you can play all quizzes here going. So Wednesday night we'll see you for a general knowledge quiz, and then next week, next Saturday, something I'm quite looking forward to writing, because I always enjoy writing sports questions. We will be having a football quiz. Now, apologies for those of you that hate football, but you know, there were some people that didn't play tonight because they're not big fans of Harry Potter. So next week will be a quiz completely devoted to the wonderful, beautiful game of football. So thank you so much for joining in. Please remember, if you haven't done so already, take a picture of yourselves playing along. Please send it to us on the Big British Bucharest quiz page on Facebook, or you can send it to me personally if you are connected to me on Facebook, or you can send it to quiz@mojomusic.ro. We'll collate them all and we'll put them into a folder, and in about 20 minutes to 25 minutes we'll do a quick update with the final scoreboard on our Facebook page as well. I do not mean soccer, no. So thank you so much. Keep the suggestions coming. We're just trying to entertain you every Wednesday and Saturday and try and give you something to look forward to. Tomorrow night we will be doing our first full-on charity quiz, as I host a quiz for my local town in Tunbridge in Kent, over in England, and people will be donating to the local food bank there financially. So our hope is that we will get 50, 100 people, who knows, and they'll all be giving a few pounds to the local food bank, because in every city, in every town, in every village around the world, there are people that are really struggling because they're old, or they're on incredibly low incomes, or they have large families, or whatever it might be, and they're heavily reliant on places such as food banks. So we're going to do some good tomorrow night. I'm afraid it's not a general one, it's not open to everybody. It will be password protected, and it will be just for the local residents in my hometown. But for the rest of you, I will see you next week on Wednesday, and as I say, send me your feedback and just stay safe, and most importantly, make sure you stay indoors.